Hey there, Lewis from Lubba Web Dev, and today we're going over Salient, the best WordPress theme ever review. So, I've been using Salient for the past 7 years, and I've been calling it the best WordPress theme for the past 2 years. Why is it still on top? Why is it still the best? Over the past year, I've decided to rebuild myself in terms of web design, web development. And it was a huge decision to learn past HTML, CSS. In fact, even learn CSS to a truly great degree. Too many times I've been doing things piecemeal, and you can get away with that for a while. But I decided a little while back, that's kind of why I've been a little bit quiet. It's because I've been hammering away so much at learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, Python, probably more languages, so that I can personally feel that I'm doing the best I can and to be the best I can truly be. What I used to feel like was that why learn code? It's going to be obsolete someday. WordPress is taking everything. Shopify is taking everything over. And that's just not true. It's just an excuse that I would tell myself, because in reality, the more I understood code, the more things opened up for me, and the more beautiful things that I would see, such as the coding in Salient, and the ingenuity of how people like Themenectar, the author. And I know that what it truly was, I was scared of being the best version of myself, and I was looking for excuses. So I did away with those excuses, and it's been a tough journey, but a masterful and brilliant one that I want to encourage with this, because the miracle that Salient is it is still a tool. It is only as good as you are, and the better you are, the better Salient will be for you. The better you can use the tools. The more that I've opened up to PHP, JavaScript, CSS, and understood them, the more freedom, consistency, efficiency, and discipline I found myself in, and just things understanding on such a deep level that I can actually learn. I can understand what's going on. I can understand how things work. I can debug things myself. I don't have to wait on anybody. I can reinvent so many things myself. That doesn't mean I don't ask for help. That doesn't mean I don't use support. But it definitely helps me understand things on a much greater level. I hope you find this breakdown useful. The miracle that Salient is, and the breakthroughs and innovations that Themenectar is coming with, is nothing short of a revelation, truly. And later on, we're going to be getting answers straight from the author himself, where he answers questions like, should you learn to code? What programming languages does he actually use? What does he think about the bridge between that gap and that divide of developers and designers and freelancers? So we'll be getting all those questions and more at the end of the video, at the end of my breakdown. So please stick around, stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, let's go ahead. Let's dive in. All right, so let's dive in. First, like my previous videos, I will get you acclimated and introduced to Salient, why this is the best theme. You can see everything for yourself really quick before you purchase it. That way, you know, to almost try before you buy, to see it before everything. So first, we're going to upload the demo content, because that's what everyone loves to do, and perfectly understandable why. For some things, and in my opinion, Salient has the best demo content in the world. And it is consistently growing. A lot of other themes offer like a ton of demo content, but the difference is Salient puts the best thought, in my opinion, the greatest thought and greatest care into it, and Themenectar does, who is the author of Salient. So I already have this one pulled up, so let's go ahead and get started. So
And first thing, of course, is that you need to upload the content. You need to add the theme to it itself, which you download from Envato. So we'll go to Envato, and we'll go to Theme Forest, Salient. I'm assuming you guys are already kind of familiar with it. Okay, and I already have my downloads that we're going to download. And we can just, and I've already downloaded it, so we can go ahead and download it here. So this is the newest version, 14.01. And you just add new, go to upload, choose file. It's going to give you a zip folder whenever you do download it. And you go to, it's going to come up as Theme Forest, and then you just upload that, activate everything, right? So you just activate all the plugins, activate everything that comes up, basically say yes to everything. And okay, so let's dive in. So first, I'm going to kind of take you through installing it, which you'll see in the very beginning. Then we're going to move quickly on to the demo content, and really flesh out of why you should buy the theme, why you think it's the best, 3 to 4 years running, and it's going to be friggin' awesome. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and activate this theme, which is just a default theme that WordPress comes with. And then I'm going to delete this. This is a new version, but that's okay. I'll just go ahead and reinstall it so that you guys can see how it looks. Then you upload theme. Of course, you download it from Envato. I'll put the link below. It's not affiliate or anything, so I'm doing this from just because I believe that it truly is the best theme. I've been using it for 7 years now, so yeah. Okay, and then we click on activate. Fresh, Salient, beautiful. Now we go to plugins and begin updating plugin. Now, since mine are already basically fully updated, except for the core, what you would normally see is a much longer list of like install and update. So all that is just specific parts of Salient that just need to be need to be updated and installed. Very good. It is installed. That's actually really great that it updated my core, so that's good. So that is there's a reason. I think, like, I'm pretty sure Salient did this for me. I'll talk about this later. And another reason why Nectar and his theme are so incredible. Okay, so everything has been activated. We're all good. So now let's move on to the demo content. You get the demo content by this new section here, Salient Global Sections, right? And then you go to Salient, you go to Demo Importer, and luckily, like Christmas, right in time for Christmas, he gives us 2 brand spanking, just beautiful, beautiful demos. This one is just amazing. I mean, I love Architect too, don't get me wrong. Both of these are incredible. Let's run through them real quick. Okay, so if we go to the Salient purchase page on Envato, click on preview item, then you can preview all his amazing demos. So if we check out let's check out the new hotness. Okay, let's do architecture first. It's awesome. We have that beautiful, of course, that beautiful, simple, minimal header with a new choice of typography, and a very cool call to action button with this interesting gradient. See, that's a new feature there. Interesting gradient, beautiful interactivity, and some more interactivity there. Very cool. I think a new interactive button, CSS hovering state, very nice. And again, a lot of what makes Salient so amazing and Nectar so amazing is his choice. It's almost like he's trying to teach you showing you how you can do great things with just more of care into thought, into very simple, or into the fundamentals, right? Because the choice of this font, the sizing of this font, right? That's what really makes so much of the difference here. And this is just a hero. So just remember, you need to understand the fundamental. The more you understand the fundamentals, the more power you can use with this theme, and the more you can make it look like your own. But it's always okay first starting out. You can lean on his design. That's why he made it. Iconic architecture expertly developed. Of course, he always gives you really cool copy that I'm sure that I've even sometimes just used with clients just to see what they thought if they were like an architect client or something. Of course, I've actually done that before, and it's actually worked, which is pretty funny with other demos with I think it was a restaurant or something, and they just loved the copy. I didn't leave this copy in, but some of his headlines that he does, I left it in just to see if it would work, and it actually did, which is pretty funny. But I don't do that 99% of the time, but one time I did, and I just want to see what happened. Okay, so this is just another one of so this was used in his last demo, and he used it again, but also just to show you how else you can use it, right? Very cool. And I like how he's reusing this style a little bit, but now he's giving you a left and right version because in Salient Studio, so what you'll see is Salient has a Salient Studio that basically has a whole collection of these blocks, and I'll show you very soon of why it makes it so powerful. It's such a powerful theme that it's just an all-in-one, all-encompassing kind of thing. A beautiful scrolling effect here, and of course the inline imagery, beautiful. I love how he does that. Nice parallax effect, very cool. And then yes, the scroll up effect with the recent projects, beautiful. Now this is one of the newer ones here, right? Salient architecture, and it moves with the text, interacts with the text. Very nice. Beautiful theme, love it. I'm sorry, beautiful demo. Now let's look at the resort. And honestly, sometimes it feels like he just reads your mind, because for the longest time I've been really wanting to design a site like this. He just it's like gives you great ideas on how to use. But if you see, you look on Dribble, a lot of this serif style is really in style with a lot of the top designers, and this itself is very similar to a lot of the top designers on Dribble, with this big serif style and almost bombastic, in your face kind of thing, right? So look at that, beautiful. I like this interesting column choice, and it has this really beautiful scroll up effect, kind of offsetting things. That's the other thing too, is when you do the blocks, you can see how he makes them, and you can study them. That's what also makes this theme so powerful with it. New hover effects, very nice. Book now, and look, that is just a beautiful video inside of it. It's awesome, man. He puts in so much thought into this. It's amazing. go, and you know, if you do have like a resort or vacation or hotel client, I mean, this would be a good jumping off point, you know, if you needed to make something very quick, you know, like say for a demo or something. I mean, if they needed to see a demo of what you think or something. Okay, so how do we do that? It's pretty simple. We go into the demo importer, and let's do this one just because it looks, I just haven't done this one quite yet. I'm gonna wait till that fully imports. I will be back. Awesome. Okay, it's imported. Now let's go and check it. What we'll probably have to do before anything is go to settings, reading. We'll set the home page. Okay, good. It's already set to the landing page. But just so you know, if you are very new to WordPress, you go to settings, then you go to home page, and you set to your home page, and it looks like that is set correctly. Then we go to visit site. Oh, and then we have this new, fresh, and beautiful imported demo. Look at that. It's ready to be played with. Wonderful. I mean, you can't tell me that Salient's Nectar's taste is just top notch, man. Always top notch. Very cool. Now, okay, so let's talk about how to use a front-end editor. Now, there's two editors, right? There is the back-end editor, which, you know, if you didn't use Salient in the past, I still recommend using the back-end editor when you can, because it will really help you understand how things are truly put together. It is not necessary anymore because Salient has just optimized the front end so much that it's not completely necessary anymore. But I would still go back here, take a look, see how things, because it really shows how, you know, you can still really learn a lot from the back end, and there's still things that you can't do in the front end, you know, like you can't set the template. I don't believe you can anymore, or I mean, not anymore, but I don't think he's added that yet. But, you know, you can't set the template, you can't do a featured image. But other than that, you know, you can do everything basically, and you can see it live. But it is still important to kind of see, because this is really how things are broken down, and you know, it's still very, very useful to do it. And if things get a little hard to see, then you can still use the back end to really see and navigate your way through different elements. Now, amazingly, Salient has come up with new options to where you may not even need to do that anymore, because there's kind of like a back end and a front end that's very similar to Elementor now on the front end. That's kind of a tongue twister, but let me show you. Go to Edit with WP Bakery Page Builder, and then you go to Element Navigator. And look, this is awesome. This is very similar to, if you've ever worked in Elementor, the navigator below, the navigator that they have on their side. So this is really good, especially if you're trying to grab something, right? Say you're like, I can't really grab this, and I can't edit it, you know, which you'd have to go to the back end editor a lot of times and try to edit. And you're like, I can't, you know, how do I edit this? Where is that? Well, that's why he put the element navigator, because it's the inner column, and that's why it kind of, you can click on it. Now you're editing it, right? And then this one right here, click on that. That should say Paradise. I haven't been in this demo, so okay, there you go. And boom, that's how you edit it. That's incredible. So, and now you can work with inner columns easier. And before, you really couldn't do that. You would have to really, you know, work in the back end editor and kind of like fiddle with things. Now you don't have to do that. You You guys are so lucky. If you're starting this year, or I mean this next year, you have some amazing tools for, I mean, just at your disposal. It's awesome. And I will be using the Element Navigator a lot. I actually already have used it once, which is freaking awesome. And you know, this new update just came out too. So if we look here, this is the front end. This is if we click on self-hosted video player, here's one of the elements. Okay, so we have the video preview image here. We have video width, video aspect ratio, left alignment, replace image on mobile, very good, and then Lightbox video URL, it's perfect, right? And this is the style. So that's how that, you know, the mouse is always following you. If you click default, click save, it'll snap back in. See? I'm just gonna start messing with things so that you can kind of see how things are played with. Now let's say we want a different background color, like red or something, on that play button. Boom. Sweet. Looks awesome. Okay. Let's see. Okay, and then add a little box shadow. See how that looks. Okay, you can see the box shadow there, right there. Looks cool. And this is the player functionality. So this, if you click on it, a light box will appear. But if you do standard video player, then it'll play inside of it, which is really cool. And that's just one element. Now, if you do, then Salient has also developed this new functionality, completely new, where you have basically a gradient on all types of elements now. You kind of see. Let's see. Let's do something darker. I think you can even add. Yeah, let's just do something weird. Boom. Yeah. So you wouldn't actually do that because that doesn't look good, but that'll kind of give you an idea of how it looks. Gives you awesome preview option. Let's take that off. I don't really like how that looks. Let's bring this in here. Beautiful. Let's save that. See how it looks. Oh, okay. Huh, looks kind of same. Okay. So, and then for everything, even though you have save options there, you need to click the update so that it can save. So you got to save twice still. So this is a master update. Those are just saving with the columns itself. Okay, and this scrolling text option, which people seem to like quite a bit. Very cool. Background. And then this is a very new style here. Single image. Where's it? Oh, okay. Rotate. Yep, this is new. This is a new looped animation. Style. Loop indefinitely. So this doesn't have to be. So he obviously made this very simple, like a simple image that can continuously rotate. So now the images have a looping that will occur an infinite loop, which is amazing. That wasn't there before. Now you got it. Check out like a hover animation. Zoom in. So this, I don't know how well this will work with that image itself. Yeah, see, it kind of cuts itself off a little bit. But at least you can see the effect. If it was an image like this, it wouldn't be as noticeable. Still pretty cool. Save. Now I'm going to show you how to build the page itself. And what you want to do is you want to, just mess with things, check them out, see how everything is built. And as you can see how like everything has this float up animation, right? Has this beautiful float up animation. This is, looks like, yeah, this is a footer. This is a master footer, and we'll go over the global footer settings in just a bit. To do a lot of the master animations, there's a few different styles you can do this in. So here, there's a background animation where it has like a fade in, and this is for the full row. There's also another style of animation per column, which you can do like that. Triggered once visible. And you can do column entrance. This will animate the entire column and all of its contents and scroll into view. So he's got a lot of different styles of animation. We'll take a closer look when we build our own page because it'll be easier to see. This already has a lot of styling into it. So I'll just go ahead and click update. Let's go ahead and make a new page. And if you like this nav bar, I mean, you should just keep it. Just keep the nav bar and see how it affects everything. So we'll go ahead and build a page real quick. And then we click on WP Bakery Page Builder. And click again on Front End Editor. And then to name the page, you click on this gear icon. And name it like first page or about section. Let's just do that. About, or just about us. Let's do that. It's usually the second page I usually work on. And then now let me show you how Salient kind of thinks of things, you know. A lot of it is based on grid and flex, CSS. If you don't know what that is, you don't need to know, you know, to use Salient, but it is good to know, and I still highly recommend learning CSS, as you'll see Salient recommends it as well. And it will also help you understand how everything is really built. But you don't need to know, as long as you just understand how things work like this. So he builds things in rows. Everything usually has like a fixed, is kind of already has a fixed layout width for you. But there is a type. There's there's different types of structures. So there's in container, full width background, and full width content. So full width background, you can do like an image that covers the entire background. So we'll get an image real quick. Okay, we'll get this beautiful image of a beautiful lady. And let's just see what happens when we save changes with that. Okay. So, as you'll see, it does a full background width, right? So now, but if we go into the editor here, again, we say we don't want the full width. We just want the container. We just want it to be on the edges here. See the edges? Click on the save, and it'll take that away, and it'll just be in the container itself. Okay. But the beauty of the full width background is that it's full width background, but it keeps the content. So let's put the full width background because it looks pretty. Let's like make a little hero element or something, right? Like a left and right hero. And so we'll do image. Add image. Let's just imagine that we're. Oh, that looks nice. Boom. Okay. Now see, the reason that it added a full like a huge version of it is because we put the image element in here. So that's where we need to. So if we take this away, there we go. Yeah. So it will auto collapse. Okay. So what we want to do is, well, let's say we want some verbiage on the left and we want some verbiage on the right, so we make like a pretty introductory hero element, right? We click on row layout, click on half and half. So there's different types here. There is 1 by 1, half by half, and this is grid based. So you're kind of learning CSS by really diving into this. 4 by 4 by 4. So this is because grid CSS is based on fractions. 5 6 by 6, 1 6 by 6. So we want this one. We'll click update, and then you can also, if you understand CSS grid, then you can kind of do it in yourself, or just, you know, fractional based elements. Half and half. So just click update. Oh, it's already updated. Okay. And let's say we want the image on our right, and we want the let's see. Let's do that one. Let's see what happens with that. And let's do medium. It's not so big. There we go. Medium to large. Boom. Okay. See, that looks cool. Let's say we want some separation. Let's go ahead and do this drop shadow here. Just create a little separation from it, from the background. See, beautiful little backdrop that you can see there. Now it gives that feeling, right? So it gives that like nice, like external pop out at your face kind of feeling. So we'll do a text block. We'll keep that text there. Looks nice. Yes, let's see how white looks real quick. Oh, sorry. Highlight all that. Click on that. Save. That looks nice, but it's a little hard to read. Oh, you know what we'll do? Okay, I'll show you what we'll do in a second. Let's keep that. And then let's add a header. So in the sections themselves, if you want them to be in the sections, click on these little plus signs here. Then let's look for heading. Salient loves to use split line heading. We'll start with that. Okay. And we will, let's say, let's see, your journey starts now. Let's see what that looks like. And white text, stagger animation because we like to be cool. Content element left. Boom. Hell yeah, that looks nice. Okay, now drag that, place it above. Very cool, looks pretty. Okay, now one thing to remember is that this is the demo content typography. That's why it looks so good right out the gate. Okay, you need to understand that, because if you don't use the demo content, then you need to choose your own typography and your own styles, especially because a lot of clients, they'll have their own branding style on their branding boards, and you need to really keep that in mind, especially if you plan to use demo content and you need to format everything in the beginning. But we're going to use demo content just for expediency's sake. I'm going to have a whole tutorial series on how to really make a website with Salient, and you need to start with that before. This is not necessarily making a website. This is just trying to introduce you into using Salient to make a website. So I just want to make that clear. Now let's. That looks nice, but I don't like how small it is. This kind of is up here. Let's see. So usually, let's add some padding to the top and the bottom. Give it a little bit of space. And equal height columns, I'll show you what that is in a second. First, let's go ahead and do this. Let's do 5%, top 5%. Okay. Now, I do like to use our rem. But Salient, the way it works, I mean, you can always use percents in anything. You can use percents, pixels, rem, em, right? You can use any of those, but with Salient, with Salient, it seems to be very effective by using percents. Okay, that looks good. That looks much better. The only thing is that this is still a little hard to read. So let's fix that. Okay, Salient has this awesome feature that's been here for a while, but it looks beautiful. And we'll do a color gradient. Right, so we'll do that. Let's see, and then let's do heavy strength. Oh, not that heavy. That's cool. Save. Boom. Look at that. That's beautiful. I'm sorry, that is just so beautiful right out the gate. Such a powerful theme. Okay, now let's do something. Let's do something wicked, right? Let's do something a little bit more. Or let's just add a little bit more to it. Okay, so we have content spacing. Okay, animation. Let's do parallax, sick, and then fade in. Let's just add some stuff. Let's go crazy. Subtle. Fixing place. High brightness. No, let's do subtle. Subtle usually looks good. Let's save that. So now, if you click publish, you see it like that's, I personally really like the subtle effect. I don't like especially because it's so overdone. The parallax feature, it's really overdone. So now if you have like just a very subtle, see that subtle parallax effect right there with the image? Maybe a little hard to see because I'm obviously doing a screen capturing thing, but it looks awesome. Looks beautiful. Okay. So let's go back to edit. Okay, so see, you see how when it popped up, the text block really needs its own animation too, because your journey came up nicely, the image came up nicely, but the animation did not. So let's do fade in. You should see a preview here. Let's see, is that the preview? Yeah, that's a preview right there. So it should be working fine. Oh, there you go. That's nice. Okay, so I just want to show you real quick. That's how you would make your own element inside of a Salient. Oh, okay, real quick. Also, these are the column options. Okay, centered content, sticky content. I don't want to go through every single thing because that's a tutorial for another day. But let's go ahead and show one more thing, just so you can kind of get an understanding of what equal height columns are. Go to middle. So this is top, middle, bottom for the row sitting content. Boom. Okay, so that is how to get the columns, the images itself. I'm sorry, the content inside this column here to be middle, right? But see, I don't really like how that looks necessarily, so I'm just gonna put it back. But I just wanted to show you. Cool. Okay, now let's go on. Since this is the beginning of our page, let's go on and say we want to do more. So there's a couple things. So there's the Salient Studio. So this is all the things that Salient has ever put together with his demos. So you can use any of the blocks that he's recently made. That basically inherits everything. Inherits originally what he's done. So if we wanted to make like a beginning journey, let's just say I want something like, let's see, what do we want to do here? I'm trying to make it not exactly like his demo because it's so well done. I really like that, so I'm gonna go crazy with that right out the gate. Yeah, just like a boom in your face CTA. Look at that, it just comes right out. Fresh out the box. Love it. And then let's do, let's do that one. Yes. And then maybe, and then maybe some beautiful stagger testimonials. One of my favorite elements that he's ever made. Awesome. And then let's see. What would be a good ending one? We could do this one as the ending. Oh yeah, that looks cool. Time for a vacation book now. Look, that's how you make your first page in Salient. Real quick, super fast. Obviously you have to, change out the everything, and I would go into much deeper in depth in my full tutorial series that's coming out very soon for Salient. How to build a full website with Salient. Let's exit out. We'll check everything out. It's amazing, man. Just amazing. Super incredible. Okay. So that's how we do it. And I wanted to show you all the different types of customization you can use. Last thing for this is how to use the Salient Templates feature. Right. You just go to, so let's save our journey homepage. Save that bad boy. And then you'll see it pop up right there. And then if we go to, well, we can just go ahead and check it out right now. Click that, and then you should see a whole version of this whole page. You can put this on any new page. So if you like the elements you create and you think another page could do really well from it, then boom, see? It just copies everything perfectly for you. It's awesome. Now, real quick, I'm going to see, did it double it up? No, it didn't. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to run through some of the Salient stuff, and then this video is kind of running a little long because I went way more in depth of how to really think about Salient, which I'm really happy about. But I'm trying to make this just a quick preview, but it's turning into more of like a full tutorial. So I'm sorry about that, but I do hope it helps you. So let's go into Salient general settings. I'm going to run through this, and then I'm going to try to wrap this up for you. I'm so sorry. I was just getting so lost in some of the coolness. So this shows you all the different functionalities. Okay, this is just for general settings, right? It has its own type of overall theme skin, styling of various elements, which has been freaking awesome. The material is a new one, and it's just super, super exciting. Button styling is rounded, slightly rounded with shadow. Very cool. Okay, this is overall global update, so you're going to need to start with this in case you want a certain style. Then we have the accent colors. Beautiful. Box layout. That's if you want a full box layout. You're going to spend a lot of time here if you're just starting out. And again, I would really study how Salient does this. Study this, okay? It's really, really important that you study how the letter spacing, the line height, why you think he chose these and all of this in his specific style, because that's what makes so much of it. That's what I've been doing lately too. And if we used image for logo, then you would have to put the image here, and if you wanted a transparent header effect, then you would do like a header starting logo or something like that. But what Salient's been doing a lot is has been using transparent, but only using the words themselves, which is very popular nowadays too. That's why it uses the global. The global sections, salient footer. So that's one thing that you'll need to understand quickly. And then I'm going to show you quickly. Yeah, we'll just leave that. Oh, and you're going to need to change that. Boom, boom. Well, I don't need to change it right now. It's ready. In Salient Resort Footer, this is where you were editing. Okay. So that's the footer that's on every single page, and that global section is where you would put it. Is where you would change it so that it would affect every single page of the site. Okay. So that's an overall look. There's a lot more that you would definitely want to look into. But again, it's just a preview, just to show you that this theme has so much in store for you. There's so much customization, freedom, and also proper limitations so that you can stay the course and you don't have to worry about, too many nuances. And you can just, it also protects you from just getting too wild and too, like messing with the layout itself. That's not necessarily necessary unless you really know what you're doing. Some of the stuff you don't really need to do unless you know what you're doing. And if you know what you're doing, then you would use CSS coding to override it. But, again, lots of different stuff here. So, I'm going to put in my typical marketing toolkit, but there is a new addition, and this is the back end of my course. So you're going to see some courses these are all my courses. So I'm letting you into my world a little bit. These are the courses that I recommend. Daniel Walter Scott's User Experience Design, Daniel Walter Scott's Illustrator, Photoshop, and as you can see, I've already gone through many of them. This one, I looked through a lot of his on YouTube, and then I actually did Adobe XD myself, but now I bought the course, and I'm going to run through it all the way. These two are essentials. You got to use these. And then this CSS course by Academind by Maximilian Schwarzgemüller. I don't know if that's how you say it, but he's amazing. This course is incredible. It's difficult. But it's easy at the same time because of how much they break it down. But it is a very long course. But it is, if you want to be the top of your game and really understand CSS, then you got to do something like that. You really got to put yourself into it. And right now I'm going through this JavaScript course, which is just ridiculous, but so beautiful at the same time. Okay, so I recommend this one. I'll put them all in the description below so you can access them. And along with my general marketing toolkit that I always provide. And these are the new additions because it means everything to invest into yourself. Now, a word about the support of Salient. Salient support is beyond any support that I've ever received. Recently he's helped me with projects. Sometimes I'll always try to ask Tahir or somebody else. That way it doesn't directly bother him, because you can ask him directly in the comments, in the Salient comments here, and he will answer. So if you have anything that is really pressing, you should still use Tixi because you'll probably need to give him your credentials. Tixi is a service. It's a support service. Highly recommend it. But sometimes, he needs to answer them, and there's been a couple cases where he did. And there was one recently that I had there's a submenu element, and he actually recoded it and gave me the beta version before anybody. Really, but then he just uploaded the beta version, I think a couple days ago, and it contains that new resource, but he just added that and then just sent it out and gave me the beta version so that I could have it in time for my client. I've never known anyone that really does that. He didn't have to do that, but he always tries never to leave me out in the cold. He's helped me in so many ways above and beyond, and I am so grateful to him for that. I just want to give a shout out because it means everything, because there are things at stake with it, and I'm sure, and I cannot guarantee that will necessarily happen for you if you're in a pickle with a client. Because it was very Salient oriented. There's a lot of things that you have to be aware of. I was even scared to put that out there because I was like, I don't want everyone to have this crazy expectation that he will help you with every little thing. They will help you with every little thing as long as it pertains to Salient and as long as it's really strictly to the theme. But you shouldn't expect a world of them, but I still want to make that so clear that I've never experienced anyone that would actually go out and still within 24 hours actually deliver that. Okay. And I mean, Elementor with a team of people haven't even really done that, something like that, So I just want to make that clear. If you're worried about support, you shouldn't be worried about it with Salient. So now I have a very, very awesome kind of surprise, is that Salient actually answered some of my questions that I want to run through right now with you. I sent him some questions and he answered them, and he really goes above and beyond. So how many programming languages do you know, and what are they? He says PHP and JavaScript are what I devote most of my time to. As WordPress has moved more and more to JS, it's vital to have a firm understanding of JS to develop modern themes and plugins. What is your favorite programming language? JavaScript for sure. Even outside of my WordPress work with it, I love to build side personal projects with React and 3.js to push the design boundaries of what's possible in the web. What are your thoughts on programming as a web developer, and does a web designer need to know code? It depends on what your own business is and what types of sites you want to be building for your clients. As a web designer, it would still be helpful to learn some basic principles of CSS, but JS, PHP isn't necessary when using a product like Salient. How helpful has learning programming been to your career? And monumental. This was amazing. That's when I knew I was like, okay, I'm on the right track. Learning programming, and it gives you freedom, monumental freedom. That's when I read that, I was like, okay, I'm on the right track. How does Salient, in your words, bridge this gap between developers, designers, and users? Salient aims to provide a complete visual interface to accomplish unique designs and animations without ever touching code. This is a paradigm shift from a few years ago, where building complex, visually interesting website would require collaboration between a designer and developer. Now it could all be pulled off from a designer alone who's familiar with Salient or another cutting-edge website builder. Salient 13 was a triumph and revelation in UI, UX, WordPress themes, and the everyday web designer. Can you give us a hint at the next innovation? With all major releases, we try to bring a balance of features, new designs, and performance improvements. The next major release will follow that trend. In addition to the new demos, which will showcase the exciting possibilities, we'll also be refreshing the main Themenectar site to better showcase the latest features and powers of Salient. What are you shooting to be personally? The greatest WordPress theme developer, the next Elon Musk, or something else super cool? I get great satisfaction from designing. So building Salient all these years has already been very fulfilling. I plan on continuing to fully devote myself to developing within the WordPress ecosystem, with the goal of making jaw-dropping designs within reach for everyone, no matter their skill level. So that is another part of the genius of Themenectar. He's amazing, and I'm just honored that he even took the time to do that. This man is a freaking pioneer, and he's a badass. So awesome. That concludes why I think Salient is still, years running, the best WordPress theme in the world. And this time, he even took it up a couple notches, and I'm still very, very proud to say that I still 100% back that this is the greatest theme in the world. And it's super exciting to be in these times because he's just raising the bar more and more. So let me know what you think. I know this video ran way longer than my usual videos, but I wanted to get in the dirt, in the nitty gritty, to really show you how things operate. I hope this has helped you, how it's helped educate you on your choices and what you should do. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Very excited to see what you make, and let me know if there's any questions. So appreciate you, and yeah, have a great day.